Hi team, this is AJ with TradingTrainer.com on the evening of Tuesday, January 22nd. What we're going to do here is run our Trading Trainer Daily Picks Report Generation tool, create for ourselves a pick list, see if there is a candidate that deserves to be on our hot list when we do a full analysis on it. If there is, then of course we're going to go ahead and pre-select options as well as craft our follow-through rules to catch that. You know, one of the things I actually want to do, we looked at a pattern alteration. Let me display the reports for you. Now, you're not seeing it on today's, but let's go back. I want to do a follow-up video. Let's look back, if you will, at last Friday's report. And what you're going to see here, again, this is not showing us the ticker I'm interested in. So let's even go back to Thursday's report. All right, there's Waters. Now you'll notice Waters over here was a pending breakout last Thursday. I'd like to follow up on that. I'd like to go ahead and follow up on that, but before I do, I'm actually going to take a look at volume and sector trend with respect to Waters. So I'm going to go ahead and center this report in our screen so that I can go ahead and navigate using the inner scroll bars. Here's Waters. Look at how much volume Waters had today. And then if you take a look at Waters itself, the subsector is medical equipment, very bearish in the short duration. So is healthcare equipment and services, and so is healthcare. So I want to go ahead and plot this. I want to plot this using my I'm going to plot this using my pattern alteration. So again, I'm going to go back to last Thursday just to make it easy on myself. And then let's go ahead and plot this guy. So here comes Waters. Wow. Look at the gap down between last Friday and today. Let's pull this chart up. So what the heck happened? We looked at this last week. Let's see, could we have made money on that gap down? Well, not only could we, I know many of you did. But let's see the signals here. So I'm going to actually, we had the tight, we knew this was getting ready to break out. We had the tight butterfly pattern. We had the Bollinger Band. We had the candlestick count. So let us please turn off the Bollinger Bands. Let us please remove the butterfly pattern. Let us go to our open, high, low, close. Let's talk about what we had. So we definitely had our level of support set at about, I want to say, $76.50. I think that's good. Let's try that one more time, $76.50. And up here, we have it at $80 round. $76.50 and $80. So, what did we have for equity trader momentum? $76.50 plus $80 divided by 2 gives us $78.25 times 1.2%. So we get about 94 cents. So let's go ahead and pull up here our notepad. And we'll see here equity trader momentum, about 94 cents. And what was our upper threshold? And our resistance. And our support. And our lower threshold. Okay, so when I take a look at our upper threshold, we're talking about this one I can do in my head, $80.94. We're talking about a lower threshold. Guess what? I'm not going to risk it. I'm actually going to do that simple subtraction using the magic of a calculator. 76.50 minus 94 cents. 75.56 All right. So what we want to know is on last Friday, did we get an entry signal? So let's switch back over to our 10-minute chart and let us draw some of these lines. So we had 80. We don't even have 80 available. We do have 76.50. And we do have 75.56. So the question is when we got this lower threshold alert, if we looked back, was there steady selling on nice equity trader momentum? And then the other argument that comes out is, wait a second, AJ, that happened during amateur hour. How do we know that wasn't just amateurs? We don't. We don't know that it wasn't just amateurs, but here's the story around pattern alterations. Pattern alterations are generated by equity traders, not professional traders. In other words, little traders like you and me getting caught up in emotional buys or sells. And so isn't that what amateur hour is? So there is usually a lot of noise in amateur hours, but if you've got kind of a setup like this, you might want to follow it. Now, anybody who entered this position, you would have been on hold all Friday, but guess what? You would have been happy today because things dropped literally $15 on the underlying stock. Guess what? People who purchased this on Friday quadrupled their money with the option. I'll say that again. People who saw this signal on Friday and bought on Friday have quadrupled their money. I know one particular member who made a $15,000 investment in Waters in a put. $60,000. That's what I'm talking about, team. This was a great example of what can happen when you follow technicals on a breakout. All right, that's all I've got. Please take care.
My name is James Monroe, and I'm here at the Scottsdale Intensive for TradingTrader.com. And the thing that I'd like to comment on is I know that there's a concern with potential new prospective members on whether AJ is the real deal, given that a lot of people have had experiences going to, hooking up with other gurus who maybe didn't deliver the value that they were looking for, that you were seeking. I can assure you 100%, I can't speak. I think the basic TradingTrader.com is about AJ at the end of the day. And I guess what convinced me that AJ was the real deal is that he doesn't just, he could actually charge a lot more for what he's delivering, a lot more. And I kind of probably shouldn't be saying this because I don't want to end up doing that. So let's keep that quiet. But I think the thing that convinced me is that he just doesn't take your money and run. I can remember the experience that put me over the top was that I was at work, and I was busy doing my day-to-day activities, and I got this call on my cell phone that I didn't recognize, and it was from an area code I didn't recognize. And usually, if I don't see the caller ID, I don't answer. For some reason, they told me to answer the call, and I hear this voice that sounded familiar to me, but I couldn't quite place it. And then I realized it was the same voice that I hear in the webinars and on all the educational materials, and it was AJ. And he just called me up out of the blue and asked me if there's anything that I wasn't understanding, or if I need any help in understanding some new concepts, or if there's any way they can help in seeing me be successful. And that really went a long way for me as far as convincing me that he is the real deal. Because if you look at the amount of work and the amount of effort that he puts into TradingTrader.com and seeing you be successful, it's not about just taking your money. He really wants to see you be successful. That convinced me. That put me over the top. I said, if this guy could take time out of his day, and I don't know when he sleeps. He probably sleeps only a couple hours a day. But if he could take time out of his day to make sure that I'm successful out of all the 700 members, I'm sure he's doing that for everyone, that really went a long way. You won't find that from the other quote-unquote gurus. So that's what put me over the top.